This recording is an offering of Networks for Training and Development's online university. Hi everyone, this is Jessica Stover with Networks for Training and Development, and I'm so happy to be joining you this evening for this month's Healing Circle call. So welcome. So this evening, here on the East Coast at least, thinking about what to share and what to talk about this evening, and it occurred to me that life is getting tough. There's a lot of worry in the world right now. There's been a lot of worry. Many of us are battling the season of the flu that's new and otherwise. In fact, for me, just in January, I came down with a horrific stomach bug and flu that just knocked me for a loop. I was down for the count for about 2 weeks, and for a good chunk of the remaining January and a large amount of February, I just didn't have my energy. I wasn't myself. I wasn't back yet. I wasn't 100%, and I really struggled with that. And it reminded me to slow down, come back to my center, and really start to listen to my body and what it was telling me, and listening to my brain and what it was and wasn't telling me, and try to, I guess, almost reevaluate things that I thought I had to get done right now, really didn't, and things that had to absolutely happen, it could wait for a few hours or a day or a few days. There was nothing that was that earth-shattering in any aspect of my life, and that was a little freeing, and although I will admit I'm still working through that, being able to give myself that space, give my body that space for healing and help get my energy back, and even just working through those winter blues, if you will. It's been a challenge, and it's been an awakening, if you will, to some regard, a very eye-opening experience. So with that, I thought it might be nice to share just some easy ways that we could all stop, take a breath, easy ways that we could take care of ourselves. Some of these you may know, some of these you may not. Some of these you may have considered, but are like, not for me. But I thought I'd just share a few of these this evening. So this is kind of a listing, but no particular order. Some of these I've pulled off the internet, some that I've read in books, things that I practice personally, things that I've considered practicing but haven't yet for whatever reason, things that I haven't said that weren't for me, but they could be for you. So let's get started. So green tea. Obviously, it's many benefits. The chemicals that are in it can absolutely help reduce your body's stress response. But also, just looking at the color green can be helpful to relax too. That earthly color's ability to soothe is wonderful. There's dark chocolate. Have some dark chocolate around. It can boost your brain's health and reduce stress as well. And it's also lower in sugar than milk chocolate. Secret from me, dark chocolate is not my thing. I still don't have a taste for it yet, but every year I try, and eventually I know I'm gonna love it. Honey is a wonderful piece too to all of this. It can relieve anxiety, fight off depression. You can drizzle some honey in your tea or coffee even. I like to put it right in my yogurt, or if you're just going for it, get that spoon right in the jar. Why not? Chewing gum can be helpful. Chewing gum is an easy way to kind of keep stress at bay or lowered, and it can also boost your mood and productivity. Obviously, meditation. Now, you don't have to go on a week of silence in a Zen monastery, but you certainly can, and for me, that would be a dream. but you can use some 1-minute visualization techniques. It could be absolutely wonderful. Another piece is to get your head below your heart. Put your head between your knees, or stand or hang your head and arms toward your toes. Get your head below your heart as restorative effects on the autonomic nervous system, also the ANS. It's going to lessen your activity to the fight or flight response. This is also another easy, well, of course, we're already doing this, aren't we? Connecting with your breath. So we're all breathing. We're all breathing right now. And sometimes, though, when we're stressed, I know I've got myself doing it, we can hold it. We can hold our breath. And we tend to do that when we're just absolutely in a bit of a tizzy, when things are just too much, we'll hold our breath. Any kind of pain, we may hold our breath. So whether you're holding in your air, taking very shallow breaths, or even hyperventilating, this is certainly adding stress to your body. But you can be mindful with your breath. So there's various lovely, very easy breathing techniques to do, but at the very least, just being able to stop, place your hand over top of your chest, feel the rise and the fall of your chest, feeling the air coming in and out of your lungs, up your throat, out of your nostrils, back in your mouth. Being mindful of what that feels like and being very present with that. Another easy thing to do, you can give yourself a squeeze. You tense up the muscles, let them relax. So progressive relaxation could be one form. It can involve tensing and releasing the muscles in different body parts. You might not be able to do it to your entire body, but you could just do it to your arms and shoulders. So when we're stretching out, we are extending, tightening, letting go, loosening. So just give yourself a stretch, give your muscles a quick tense up and relax. This is a fun one, this next one. I have not attempted it because I'm just not sure I could pull it off. Someone has suggested that you could say your ABCs backwards. I just don't know. But what the point of that is it's putting a block on the brain to stop the focus on whatever may be directing your attention, that piece of stress, that piece of worry. Redirect your attention away and try to say your ABCs backwards. I'm not sure if I could do it, but I think I might give it a try. You can visualize what you want or need. So creative visualization is a technique that just involves mentally imagining what you want to happen or how you want to feel. And it can be a very easy technique that could work. You can give your hand a massage. So rather than wringing your hands with worry, give them a squeeze. Favorite creams, rubbing them into your hand, massaging each of the joints, the webbing between the fingers, clenching and releasing your fists, and then flexing your wrists. So and being mindful of that. So actually I'm doing it right now, and it's lovely, and it's a wonderful thing to do, particularly when if we're at our keyboards all day or just on our phones quite a bit, tapping on our phones, texting or what have you. It's another wonderful thing. If you happen to have a tennis ball or other small ball around, you can roll the ball under your feet. I would avoid the ball that if you have a dog, that's their favorite toy, one they could think that you're playing, which could be fun. But we don't. Let's try to find a tennis ball maybe the dog doesn't use. But roll that under the balls of your arches on your feet, stopping to apply more pressure when you do find a tender spot. It can be really wonderful, kind of some self acupressure, some self reflexology, if you will. Splashing cold water on your face. It's an absolute wonderful thing. It can be very energizing, the cold water, but it can also help to calm if your body temp is rising quickly because you're starting to get very stressed. The no-brainer here, find some time alone. Get away, take a quick walk, make some time for yourself. Particularly for this time of year on the East Coast in the US, you need to get some sunshine. Seek out natural light. Today, it was glorious. It was in the 50s. The sun was out. It was the warmest it's been for a while, and I found myself, I was able to steal a few minutes outside when I took the dogs out. I was able to steal a few minutes, and I just found myself, not even knowingly, just standing out in front of the house with my face and chest facing up toward the sun and my arms out to my sides, just giving that sun a hug. It felt so good, and it just, an old friend I hadn't seen for a very long time. Get some natural light whenever you can. Whenever you can. Other things that you can do, you can put your feet up. If you've been sitting all day, we're going to call this the legs up the wall yoga pose. If you can find an open wall to do that, get your legs and feet in the air, and you can put them perpendicular up against the wall. There's a lot of restorative effects of this posture. Restorative yoga is wonderful. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. You can look that up online. You can do, again, some more stretching. You don't need to do a full 90-minute yoga stretch session for the stretching, but just give yourself a stretch. We talked about that a little bit early on, but just doing a full body stretch can also be great. One of the things I like to do, and this is going to sound silly, if I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling anxious, whether it's before a meeting or something's just, I need a little bit of a pick-me-up, I'll do the Superman pose, or as I like to say, the Superwoman pose. You stand up and you place your feet about shoulders width apart, making sure your body's lined up perpendicular, or up and down, sorry, not perpendicular, but up and down as much as possible, that you're in alignment as much as you can be. You put your hands right above your hip bones there, and you pull your shoulders back and your chest out, pull your head back just slightly and look up and away. And you imagine your Superman, Superwoman cape flying behind you. Holding that for about 30 seconds. There have been several studies that have shown conclusively that this lowers stress, but of course raises your feeling of confidence. This is an easy, you'll be like, well, of course, this would make sense. Favorite music. Music is a soothing tool. I know we all have our favorite songs. Aromatherapy for sure. But also, beyond aromatherapy, but also included in that, you need a little bit of a pick-me-up, need an energy boost. You have an orange around? Peel the orange and then smell that glorious aroma. Peel the orange and take a deep whiff. Citrus is very energizing, and it can also decrease symptoms of anxiety and also do a nice little improvement on mood potentially. The same with coffee. I love the smell of coffee. I am a professed coffee addict, if you will. I love coffee to no end, but just a smell of it can make you feel better. If you have a dog, you have a cat, a horse, whatever cuddly animal friend in your life, you have a pet iguana, the same. Spend some time hanging out with that best friend of yours, that four-legged creature. Pets can certainly boost self-esteem, ease the stings of life, and give unconditional listening and love. I make time every day, as much as possible, to spend time with my canine tribe here. Talking to friends, planning to take time off. These are all really easy things, and I think the biggest thing is to do it with mindfulness, to do it in a very sincere way for ourselves, to understand that if we're going to take even a half hour to ourselves, it's not being selfish. To hold in our hearts deeply that all that we do for ourselves to help our bodies, to help our minds, to help our souls, it's medicine. It's all medicine, isn't it? That's the one thing I was blessed to really drive home, that really drove things home for me about 2 years ago. I was at a retreat. It's all medicine. And to really take the time and to do things thoughtfully and purposefully and be cognizant of what we're doing and to take that time for ourselves and to be okay with it. So I hope this has been helpful. Things to consider. I hope wherever you are in this world that you're well. Don't forget that we do these monthly, and these will be recorded and be available on our website and in other locations on those interwebs, if you will. So the first Monday we are live each month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it'll be the same call-in numbers this evening. So again, hope you're well. Thanks so much for joining in, and take care. Good night.
Thank you for listening. We hope the information provided was helpful. Don't forget to stop by our website and take advantage of all we have to offer.